What is up, everybody? Enderheart here with another Gravity Falls fanfiction reading, and today we will be reading, what's this? Demented. But wait, didn't I already read Demented? Yes, I did. But today we will be reading Demented, even crazier. Now, I didn't want to do another series on Demented, so here you go. Here's the full package. We're doing the whole thing today. One reading session all throughout times. I might take a break like every 30 minutes or 10, depending on how my throat gets. So yeah, we will be reading Demented, even crazier. Did I just close the page? No, I didn't. Okay. And this should be really, really cool. Also suggested by ROCKYTOP, talking to me directly. Anyway. Yep, we're going to do another hour-long fanfiction reading, which is something I want to do every Saturday. So if you guys have a fanfiction in mind, go ahead and tell me. And I'll read the whole thing in one sitting. This is a 22-part story, really good, and I can't wait to see what troubles Bill can get fucking Dipper into. That sounded a bit wrong. Anyway, you might be, warning. This is my warning. I hope there's some pretty messed up shit in here, because that is what I want, baby. Okay, let's read the description. Sequel to Demented. Tensions rise in Gravity Falls as Bill continues to use Dipper's body to fulfill his sinister plans. After all, what can Dipper do about it when he's not all there? Things are about to get even more demented. I'm so excited! Okay, I'm trying to be a little quiet because it's almost midnight. Bill's POV. I walk silently down the dark underground hideout. Nice touch to Stanford to put such a clever place under the shack. I passed by the strange buttons that were there. I must simply say I'm impressed with Stan. He kept this place secret for a long time. It was secluded and quiet, perfect for keeping my family. I saw cages that held my prisoners. I didn't kill them, no. I had things I could use them for. Shooting star, question mark, ice, and Fez were all connected to them. I'd made them after their symbols on my cipher wheel. It's easier to stay straightforward, especially when your names are too troublesome. Shooting star glared at me from her cage. Let us go, Dipper! Oh! What? Let us go, Dipper, she shouted. Oh, yes, I was still inhabiting my dear pine tree. I'm actually Bill now, sister, I smirked. She gave me an evil eye. Be thankful I kept you alive this long, I growled. Look at you, demon. Let my family out. What do you even want? Fez asked. I want this town. I want Gravity Falls, I answered, turning away. You monster, Ice yelled at me. Indeed I am, I laughed. You haven't seen what I can be like. After all, Gravity Falls is in for hell, I grinned darkly. Well, this is off to a very interesting thing. Very interesting indeed. Chapter 1, Bill's POV. I walked back up to the mystery shack. Wait, didn't he get sent to a mental hospital in the last one? Yeah, in the first one. Okay, Bill's POV. I walked back up to the mystery shack. Everything seemed to be as normal as possible. I flipped the gift shop sign to open and went behind the register. I couldn't help but smile as I thought, soon the town would be mine. I just needed enough power, which I would get once the 2 other journals were destroyed. Pine Tree was in the back of our mind listening. He still seeked revenge on his family. After all, his sanity was pretty much gone. I let him take over sometimes to think about his own plans. Together, we could do this. Business was quite slow. It seemed quiet. Not for long, no. I would have people bowing down to me. I could envision the flames and destruction yet to come. I smiled at no one. I decided I would let Dipper have some fun for a bit, so I let him take control. Dipper's Phoebe. Bill let me take control. I knew what he was planning, and thought it was fabulous. I looked at the time and smoothed my classy suit I still wore. Time to feed the fam. After all, we needed them alive. I carried their food down to them like I liked this secluded bunker. How have I never known about this? Clever, Grunkle Stan. Clever. Hey, guys! I brought food! I said cheerfully. They were so quiet today. I delivered them each a plate in turn. As I passed Mabel, I thought I saw her doing something, but she couldn't have been. Then my suspicions were confirmed. Mabel had taken a hair clip and was trying to pick the lock with the sharp end. Shame. I thought Stan would be the one to do that. He influenced her, no doubt. I casually scrolled in front of her. Mabel, trying to leave so soon? I thought we were enjoying each other's company, I said, sounding hurt. You know I don't want to punish you. Stay back! Mabel tried to swipe at me with the clip end. Oh, dear sister, you wouldn't hurt your own brother, would you? I smiled. Just let it out. Just let us out. Come on, Dipper. Don't stoop to Bill's level, Mabel pleaded. I came closer to try and take the clip from her, and she swiped my arm, making a slight scratch. Such bravery. Then I had an idea. Why not have some fun? Oh, Mabel, I laughed lightly. Do it again. Harder this time. I came closer and put my arm forward. Her shocked face just added so much more effect. Dipper, don't make her do this, dude. Seuss called from his cage. No, I want her to. Come on, sis, cut me again. I want to feel it, I said. Mabel avoided my gaze and stepped practically up against the cage. Do it harder. This is sounding a bit wrong, I said sternly. The fight from her was gone, and she backed away. I took the clip from her hand. Does anyone else want to? Come on, don't be shy. Don't you want to be free? I said to the others. No answers. Frustrated, I said, I don't understand what you all think is so hard about this. And without even looking, I took the clip and drug it across my arm. I felt the sharp pricks of pain shoot up. The only noise was a light gasp from Mabel. I was taken aback myself, but I didn't think on it too long. I want you all to stay here, so that way you can watch as we take over Gravity Falls. Big things are coming, I said and glanced down at my bleeding arm and muttered to no one in particular, You did this to me. Then as I walked back up to the shack, I caught a reflection in a piece of glass. No, you did this to me, I said, pointing at myself. Chapter 2. I have glasses on right now. Secrets revealed. I have glasses on. It's not going to the next page. Hold on. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know humans do? Okay. Chapter 2. Dipper's POV. I walked back upstairs to wrap my arm. I hardly felt it. In fact, I welcomed the pain. My family just didn't understand. They would work. They all would. I heard Bill's voice enter my mind. My plan will soon unfold. My plan will unfold soon, Pine Tree. You will get your vengeance, I smiled. But first, I need more power. That power I can only get if we destroy the other 2 journals, Bill continued. I hadn't thought much about the mysterious journals. I need you to get them for me. Or at least help me find them, Bill said. Wait, was Ford in this one? I don't think Ford was in this one. No, Ford wasn't in this one. Where would they be? Last I knew, Gideon had journal number 2, but that must be long gone by now. Maybe it was here. I'll go see if I can find them in the shack, I answered. They could be anywhere in Gravity Falls, but it seemed like a logical place to start. I finished wrapping my arm and headed back down to the bunker, into the bunker type thing. Mabel's POV. I heard approaching steps coming down. What did he want? To cause more pain to us? Bill Dipper came into sight. He glanced at us, but then began to rummage around the room. He was searching for something. But what? After frantically searching, Dipper just ran a hand through his hair and walked back up. Strange. That's when I heard Grunkle stand. I think I know what he's looking for. Ooh, that was really good. I turned to him. What? The other 2 journals, Grunkle Stan replied. I remembered how shocked both Dipper and I were when we discovered that there were 2 journals written by the mysterious author. But why would he want those? Wendy asked. I can't see the words. Wendy asked from a way off. He said he wants to take over the town, right? I'm not sure, but those journals might help him do it. And we can't have that. I actually have the 2nd journal. Grunkle Stan answered. What? How did you get it? I asked, surprised. When you 2 took down Gideon, I took it from him when no one noticed. I thought it was useless and fake, so I threw it down here. Mabel, I think you can reach it. It's in that desk near your cage, Grunkle Stan said. I looked and saw the dresser. Stretching out my arm, I managed to open it and saw the journal's tip. I grabbed it, though saw another object in there, but paid no mind. I got it, I said. Good. Now, maybe we can use one of the spells in there to help us get out of here. But whatever you do, you must keep it hidden, Mabel. We can't let Bill take it, or else Gravity Falls will be doomed, Grunkle Stan said. I nodded and wrapped my arms around the journal protectively. Shoved it in her sweater. Through her shirt, deep, deep down into her shirt. I actually thought this was going to lead off at the mental hospital, but it's okay, because I kind of wanted the mental hospital, but this is alright. Come here, kitty kitty. Hope all of you heard that adorable little meow. My kitty wants some love. Okay, Dipper's PB. I threw my hands up defeatedly. Ugh, Bill! I practically looked everywhere on the Mystery Shack property. No journals, I complained. I heard a voice echo to me. Oh, but hope is not lost, Pine Tree. I was searching through your memories, and it looks like Mabel was one of the last people you remember seeing journal number 2. I was alert at once. Of course, Bill was right. Mabel must know what happened to the journal. I smiled at myself and headed back down to pay my sister a visit. Here, I think I should take this, Bill said before taking control. Bill's POV. I walked down to my prisoners. Greetings, friends, I smiled. I walked by each of their cages. What do you want? Ice asked coldly. Why do you think I always want something? I scoffed sarcastically. I kept passing the cages. I saw the looks on their faces. They were each hoping I wouldn't come to a stop in front of them. Smiling, I stopped in front of Shooting Star's cage. Stop meowing. Where she had a dejected look upon her face. I'll make this quick, sis. I promise, I said, looking at her. What do you mean? She stammered. Look, I know you know where Journal 2 is. According to what Dipper's jumbled memory could, you were showing me you were last near it. Where did it go? I asked. I don't know, she said. The last time I saw it was before that Gideon bot attacked us. Shooting Star replied. She was lying. She had to be. You must know where it went. Don't lie. I glared at her. She looked defiantly back. What about journal number 1? You might know where that one is. I changed my demand. I told you I don't know. Shooting Star snapped. It would be easier if you just told me the truth. I started. I'm not lying. She cut me off. Surely you must know something. I yelled back. I fumbled with the collar on my coat, trying to loosen it. It finally gave me some room. I took a breath and looked down at her. "You're making me mad, shooting star," I said coldly. "She said she doesn't know where they are." Fez spoke up. I whipped around. "But maybe she does, as well as you, and all of you." I lost it. With that, I headed back up the steps. "This isn't over, not by a long shot," I snapped at them. Mabel's POV. He was finally gone. I untucked journal number 2 from under my sweater. Don't worry, guys. We are going to find a good spell to save us," I said, trying to keep positive. "Well, I guess there is something in there I have to tell you all," Grunkle Stan said. "What is it, Mr. Pines?" That is the worst Seuss impressions. "What is it?" I've not heard Seuss's voice in a long time. Was he even in the new episode? I don't even think he was in the last Mabelcorn. "What is it, Mr. Pines?" Seuss asked. Stan sighed. "Ooh, here we go, Stanley!" I had a brother, a twin. We were going up here. We discovered all sorts of mystery. My brother is the author of the journals. He wrote everything from our adventures in them. He entrusted me with them to keep him safe. I let him down," he explained. "What? 2 Grunkle Stans? Man," was all I could say. I didn't want to ask what happened to him. Not yet. Grunkle Stan seemed pretty down. "You might have let him down, but where'd my cat go? There he is. Okay. You might have let him down, but we can still try to save the 2 that exist while we can," I said, holding the journal. I could tell Stan wanted to say more, but for some reason he didn't. Update. This is not, season 2. Okay, chapter 4. Chapter 4! On to chapter 4, I don't care. Now, I can't believe I've started using these things. These stupid these things. Stupid AA. What a stupid thing to use. I hate classes. Secret classes nobody knows about. Okie dokie Loki. Dipper's POV. I could tell I was dreaming. I was somewhere dark. I looked around trying to figure out where I was. It was rare I ever went to the mindscape. I didn't really like it. It was full of things I didn't want to see. I wandered around for a bit before I heard something. It was me. I was talking somewhere in a black void. Then a hazy image appeared before me. It was like a screen that was projecting memories. I saw myself and Mabel being silly together, maybe out in the Gravity Woods on a mystery. Gravity Woods! In the Gravity Woods. I am so gonna use that. Then the scenes flashed and I saw the shack. Then I saw the scene of me and Bill first making our deal. I watched frozen as the screen sped up, and images I saw how crazy I had become with every passing day. I wanted to look away, but I was prevented. Then the hologram blinked away as it seemed to shatter. The floor broke away from me, and I fell down before I landed on a cold, hard floor. A reddish glow seemed to be everywhere. I looked around a bit scared. This is when I heard a laugh. It was familiar. Then I noticed the cages. The laugh was Mabel's. My family was all lined up in the cages, but their backs were turned away. I stared at them curiously and instantly froze with fear. They slowly turned to face me, smiles on their faces. They looked as crazy as me. This couldn't be happening. Not here. Not this. Mabel smiled and pointed at her cage. Pointed at me from her cage. "You did this, Dipper. You did this to us." I started gaping at them. I took a step back. "You did this to us, Dipper," Mabel said again, this time yelling. "I'm sorry. I didn't want to," I managed to say. I stepped back more. "There we go. Here's the insanity I've been waiting for." They all started screaming at me. Hateful, accusing words, saying I did it. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I cried out pitifully. I covered my ears, tears streaming down my face. I was scared her. I know you're wondering why I am. I should be immune to this, but I am alone here. Bill can't help me escape from these outlandish dreams and my worst nightmares coming back to me. Then as my family kept screaming at me, blood started coming from the bottom of their cages. It flowed like a river towards me. I couldn't escape. I backed up to a wall as I was now ankle deep in the blood. I heard nothing but yells. I saw nothing but red, and I noticed the blood flow in the form of a triangle. Strings came out of the blood and wrapped around me like evil snakes. I tried to rub them off, but to no avail. The last thing I heard was a psychotic laughter. I woke up from the terrified dream. I was in bed sweating. I shivered as I remembered the feel of the strings wrapping around me. Ha, pine tree turning weak on me? Bill's taunting voice echoed in my mind. I'm not weak, I growled. Oh, you're not? Well, then I still need those journals, and your family's being of no help, Bill replied. What do you want me to do? I asked. I want you to show them what happens. Start OFFING, offing. Oh my God! Start offing them. We don't need all of them, he said. Wait, you mean? Yes! I want you to kill Wendy. Oh my fucking God! Oh my God, he's gonna kill Wendy? This just got interesting. Da, 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 da. Okay. Dipper's POV. I was a bit uncomfortable with my sudden task, but I knew I had to do it. It would be over. Damn! It would be over fast then, and that would be that. I didn't really care if it as the middle of the night. I was more afraid of what Bill would do to me if I didn't go on with his orders. I walked into the dark kitchen and Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I walked into the dark kitchen and found a nice sized knife. With a knife in hand, I went into the secluded... Holy shit. I went into the secluded bunker. The stairs creaked, announcing my arrival. I could tell that my family was sleeping because they all seemed drowsy at first. Then when they saw me, they all seemed to instantly become alert. Who do we owe this lovely visit to tonight? Dipper or Bill? Stan asked. Oh, it's Dipper, but Bill is watching us. He knows how he loves a good show. I smiled. What do you want? Mabel asked. You should know by now, I sighed impatiently. But you know that we don't have the journals, Wendy said from across the way. I know you're lying. As a matter of fact, I know a way to get you to fess them up. We all know how uncooperative you're being, so it's time to be a little more persuasive. What are you gonna do? Seuss asked. Simple answer, my friend. I don't really need all of you, so I better start offing you, I answered. What? They all screamed in illusion. Killing you, I explained. Starting with her. I pointed my weapon of choice at Wendy. What? She shrieked. Dipper, you can't! I heard Mabel yell. Sorry, Mabel, but she's no use to me. I started walking towards Wendy's cage. Dipper, don't do this. It's me. You know me. I'm your friend. Wendy tried to stop me. Don't do it, kid, Stan called. Oh my God, oh my God. Something's pulling at my mind to stop. pulling. But I know that I am going to keep reading. Pulling me away. Pulling me away. What do you care anyway? It's not like you bothered or to care about me, I snapped. None of you cared when I was going out of my mind, hoping that you would believe me. Look what's happened to me. I'm a monster. I don't even know left from right anymore. I don't know left and right. Oh, God. I don't know my left and right. I really don't. That is so truthful. Okay. What's wrong? What's right? I don't know anymore. I yelled at them. Mabel finally spoke up. What about Bill? Was he there for you? She asked. Bill cares about me, unlike all of you, I retorted. Does he really, Dipper? Mabel asked. If he really cared about you, would he let you spiral down like this? Let you do this to the ones you love? I tried to listen to her, but she was making sense. No, I can't think like them. I gripped my head. Stop messing with my mind, I yelled. You know what I'm just going to do? I came out here to do. I'm finishing the job. I whipped out the knife again. I came towards Wendy. I brought it down. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I whipped up the knife again. It came towards Wendy. I brought it down with force and heard her scream. Then I realized I hadn't hurt her. The knife was poised halfway down. Wendy had covered her eyes, but she slowly opened them. I tried again, but the knife just wouldn't go. I suddenly remembered that this was what Wendy was talking about here. Flashbacks of all the fun times we had together seemed to go through my head. I also had a crush on her. I tried to knock the image aside. Again, I brought my knife, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I shakily let my arm fall to my side. I can't do it. Bill's POV. What's this? He stopped. I knew it. This kid was weak. This has nothing to do but bring our plans down. I took control. I looked at them all. Ugh, Pine Tree failed me. Damn. Looks like I'll just have to do everything myself. I raised my arm and started to bring it down when I heard Fez say, Wait! Wait! I have Journal 1. Ba, 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 ba. Hot diggity damn, this has gotten really interesting. Is it weird that I feel better with glasses on, but I absolutely hate them? Just to let you know, these are the author's glasses. 100% author! I am the author of the stories! Whoop whoop! Whoop whoop! Okay, Mabel's POV. Did I just hear it correctly? Did Grunkle Stan say he has Journal 1? How come he told me he had 2? Everyone turned to look at him. Bill's POV. I lowered my arm. That's more like it. I smiled and approached him. Where is it? Stan looked down and answered. It's in that drawer behind Mabel. I turned and started to walk towards it. When I opened the drawer, I saw it in its glory. At last, another one. I picked it up and smiled at my dear Fez. If only your brother were here, I smirked. See how pathetic you are. With that, the journal caught on fire and burned in my hands. I crinkled the ashes away as I watched them fall. I could feel the power from it. Just one more journal, and I would have all the power I needed. The tension was thick in the room as I walked out. I wasn't sure if Pine Tree was of any use to me. He was turning weak on me. The last thing I needed was him ruining my plans. I would have to get rid of him. But I was starting to like this vessel. It's been a long time since I felt human. But I don't know if I want to share anymore. I can easily put Pine Tree in the mindscape. He would be left there in his own misery. And I would keep his body, not to mention this town. Mabel's POV. Grunkle Stan, why didn't you tell me you had the first journal? I asked. He sighed. I was trying to protect the both of you. Now Bill's going to win. We all went silent. I was starting to believe that he would. It's so good! I just love these stories. They're so magnificent, and I cannot believe that people would put up to make with this stuff. It's actually ridiculous because no one knows the true power of the Bill. Lee Bill cipher, because nobody knows. And this, I can say, is pretty similar, but no one knows the true power. So, each fanfiction has a little key of what it is, but nobody knows for sure. Only one person does, and that is him personally, so only one knows the true power of the Bill cipher, but nobody actually knows how to make it work. But in every fanfiction, there is a little key hint to each and every single one of them. Cipher secret, originally demented, and mainly apparently this one too, and along with the runaway, that has a little hint of Bill, but not many know the true power. Anyway, that is totally unimportant. I bet you I will delete that all from your memories now. How many ever 50 or maybe 100,000 people have you watched this? I know it'll be in the future, but I know for sure that only one will do. And that is why I should pick you. Ugh. Ow. Ow. How am I already at 1 minute? Okay. Wait, 1 minute? That's like 22. Okay. Dipper's POV. I can't believe what I almost did. I couldn't keep doing this, but I had to for Bill. After all, they couldn't give a care about me, so why was I caring about them? Oh well, I hope Bill isn't too mad at me. I wish he knew what I was thinking sometimes. Mabel's POV. I looked at the second journal. No, Bill hasn't won yet. I started flipping through the pages trying to find a decent spell to work. I couldn't believe my luck. I found myself starting at an opening spells. You guys, I think I found a way out. I smiled. What is it? What is it? Wendy asked. It's an opening spell. We have to join hands and say these words and it will open the cages, I explained. But we can't reach hands through here, dude, Sue said. He was right. The spell can work with one person, too, although it'll only have enough power to open my cage. I answered. Do it, Mabel. We need to destroy that journal before Bill can. Grunkle Stan said. I nodded and focused, reading the words carefully. The lock on my cage slowly glowed and broke. It worked. I was free. Hurry, Mabel! Escape while you can, and dispose of that journal, Grunkle Stan said. No, I'm not leaving without you, I said back. We have to go. Bill could come back any minute. We'll still be here, he told me. Do you promise? I asked, knowing that he couldn't. Grunkle Stan only gave me a look. With that, I took off. I had to end this. I made it out of the bunker and into the shack. I had to be careful in case Bill Bipper was around. I saw the door, my ticket to freedom. I made sure it was clear, then made a mad dash for it. I grabbed the doorknob, pulled, and ran into the woods. I could get to the town unnoticed this way. What? Bill's POV. I heard a door open. Who could that be? I walked towards the sound and saw the shack door was open. No, that couldn't be. I ran into the bunker entrance and saw it was open too. Certainly not. I flew down to the stairs and to the cages. They all looked at me. I did a head count and thought it was looking good until I noticed Shooting Star was gone. How? Where is she? I asked them. No answer. Where is she? I yelled. Fez smiled. Well away from here. I rushed back upstairs in disbelief. I should have known. I should have stopped her. She could be anywhere. I was growing desperate now. I wasn't even thinking straight anymore. What's wrong? I heard Pine Tree asked. I paid him no mind. Instead, I angrily stomped out the door. When I find her, She's dead. Author's note. Do a quick scan over. Oh, just some suggestions. Just some updates and little clarifications. But now we're on to chapter 8. Mabel's baby. I don't know how long I've been running. I was so close to town. I decided to stop and running and rest for a bit. Bill would think I went to town first, and he wouldn't find. Bill would think I went to town first and wouldn't find me as fast. Sitting down, I wondered what I was going to do with this journal. How had our lives escalated to this? One minute it was all dandy, then Dipper made a deal that I still don't know about, and then we were all in this jacked up situation. Ooh, jacked up is a good combination of words. I curled up with the journal and closed my eyes. Sleep soon followed. It would be fine to rest in this little clearing for now. Bill's POV. I stalked angrily around the yard of the mystery shack. She must have gone to town. What was her plan anyway? Was she going to stop me from gaining power? Not on my watch. I decided to head into the woods. I decided to go through the woods to see if she had been through them. I would kill her. Just might. After all, shooting stars are always prettier when they fall. Mabel's POV. I awoke still on the forest floor. Time to settle things. While I was sleeping, I decided to burn the journal like the other one. I just needed something flammable to light it with. I wandered closer to town. I had to move fast. On my walk, I came upon a stream moving down the way. I was about to walk over to it when I heard a voice. Oh, shit! When I heard a voice behind me. Whatever game you're playing ends now. I whipped around to see Pipper. He had found me. Don't think of running. I could take you down in a second. Don't test me. It scared me. Lost my place. It scared me to see how serious he sounded. Just hand over the journal and all will be well. Bill held his hand out. No, I snapped. I hung the journal over the water. I could drop it, you know. The precious journal will be lost downstream, I threatened. If you do, your family is done for, Bill smirked. I hesitated. In a blink of an eye, Bill approached me. He was practically right next to me. I will hurt you, he said. I stared in fear. How would you feel if I told you I was Dipper right now? Bill smiled. He grabbed my arm tight. Ow! Let go! I tried to jerk away. But his grip didn't falter. I don't think so, sister. You're not Dipper. He would never hurt me. Even like this, I said. But it is me, Mabel. I don't care what happens to you. I never did. I refuse to believe this. Stop messing with my head! I spat at him. The grip became almost unbearable. Then Bill Dipper let go. In our struggle, he had taken the journal. Oh my god. Dipper's POV. It was me. I'm sorry, Mabel. Bill's POV. I glared at Shooting Star. I'm sparing you. You're lucky I'm thinking clearer now. With that said, I took her hand and led her back. I looked back to see her tears falling. She reminded me of me. I pushed back my remorse. Chapter 9. Oh, we still got a long ways to go, buddies. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about a thing. Bill's poopy. I secured a new lock on Shooting Star's cage. A nice bruise was forming where we had gripped her arm. This is what happens when you try to escape, I said loud enough for them all to hear. I'm sorry, Shooting Star said to them. Thanks to Mabel here, I have what I need to complete my task. Prepare for a new age, I laughed. The last and final journal. I let my hand form blue flames, then engulfed the journal with them. I let the power flow. Then all of the 3 journals' power came in a burst of light that engulfed the whole room. I laughed as I held my hands out and let the power be absorbed. After an incredible light show, it was done. Finally, I had what I needed to take over Gravity Falls. I left the family in shock as I locked the bunker door. Where to start? Then I remembered Pine Tree. This may have been good news for me, but for him, not so much. Damn, this is gonna get good. Oh, snap. Dipper's Peewee. I sat and watched everything. It was amazing. Now me and Bill could have it all. Then I was shocked when Bill appeared to me in his triangle form. Hadn't seen him like that in a while. You did it, I smiled. Yes, with your help. I hope you feel good, he answered. Oh, I do, I replied. Something didn't feel quite right. Okay, Pine Tree, I have been thinking, and I should probably tell you. I noticed that you have been loyal to me, except for the last few tasks I've asked of you. I'm sorry, but I can't have a weakness. It could ruin my plans. At that point, it's a bit too risky. I frowned. But Bill, I can do better. It's too close for that. I'm sorry, Bill continued. But who will you find for your vessel? I asked. Oh, I'm planning on keeping this one. But the sad thing is, you won't be sharing it with me anymore, he replied. What? You can't just keep my body as if your own? I said, shocked. Oh, but I can't. You will be banished to the mindscape. Please make this easy. Bill looked at me. No, there was no way he was going to bend yet another deal with me. Not this time. No, I won't go easy. I gave you my body. We had a deal. Don't you dare break this one again, I yelled. So that's how it's going to be? Fine. The ground trembled beneath me. You see, it's been a while since I've had a body. It feels great, especially now that I'm immortal. I do hope you understand, Bill continued. I gasped as a string burst from the ground. They wrapped around me. It was my dream. It was happening. No, Bill! Please! Please! I struggled to get free. He only laughed. The string started dragging me down. No, I couldn't go to the loneliness of the mindscape. Help! I cried out desperately. Another person I thought I could trust was turning their back on me. Bill's baby. I watched him struggle. You're still my puppet. I laughed. Pine Tree was still withering as he was being dragged away. You promised! He yelled. I froze. You promised! I yelled at a man who had tricked me. It was a 16-year-old boy. He had seemed so trusting. Why? Why had I helped this man? All he did was smile at that insane, sinister smile at me. He watched me plea. Wilfred. Wilfred! Wilfred? Wilford WARFSTASHE! Wilford! WARFSTASHE! Wilford WARFSTASHE. Okay, I'm done. Got my Markiplier out. Markiplier. What? Bill was once a human boy, you said? Yes. Yes, indeed he was. It's been so long, but I think my day. Okay, every time we do WILFORD, WILFORD, WARFSTACHE. Okay, I'm done. Bill's POV. It started a bit. Okay, this is past tense, apparently. Past tense boy. Past tense boy. I said past tense boy. Okay, Bill's POV. It started a bit. It all started a bit years ago. I was just a 16-year-old boy. I'd lived in Gravity Falls my whole life. And trust me, being in this town for 16 years, you learn a few things. I knew lots of things about Gravity Falls. I didn't live with my family, mostly because I didn't know where they were. I wasn't adopted exactly, but more of just a loner. I was taken by a local family, but I was in and out with them. I had nothing of my family except for a picture. Oh, that's relatable. That's deeply, deeply relatable. Very deeply relatable. Wait. Okay. The thing I wanted most was to be reunited with them. Okay, Lily has a picture of her. Okay. The thing I wanted most was to be reunited with them. I spent my time just roaming around the town and exploring the Gravity Woods. I knew about the weird phenomenons that went on in this town. Often I would hang out in the forest and scope out the wonders. I didn't need anyone, and no one needed me. That's how I lived. A town menace. Hey, I didn't say I didn't have fun. Now, WILFORD WARFSTASHE was a particular man. He was new in our quaint little town. It was rare when we ever got a new face. No freaking way! WILFORD WARFSTASHE was his name. It says that in the text. WILFORD WARFSTASHE. WILFORD WARFSTASHE was his name. I am a fucking psychopath. Oh my god, I have ESP. Okay. WILFORD WARFSTASHE was his name. The thing that stuck out the most was his night. Thank you, Rocky. I needed some Markiplier in the store. The thing that stuck out most on him was the nice pink mustache he wore. WILFORD was a washed-up news reporter seeking a good story to make him feel famous again. Though he was odd, he didn't have a nice sense of style. And this is where my story begins. WILFORD's POV. I knew there was something about Gravity Falls when I arrived. A good story was just fighting to get out. Hopefully I would be the one to get it. My last news gig wasn't well, as I sort of dispatted of the ranks. It was not like I didn't have any good stories. Like, I was quite successful in my cases of Slenderman and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza interviews. I even had my own show for a while called WARFSTASHE Tonight. Now, I needed something new. I was coming to a town to try for the Gravity Falls Gossiper. I had a good feeling as I entered the building. I sat down and waited for a receptionist. Instead, I was greeted by a guy in a doctor's attire. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm just going to do Toby. You must be waiting for Mr. Rowland. He'll be here shortly, he said to me. Obviously, I must have looked confused because he continued. Oh, now I get to do Markiplier. Okay, I'm going to redo that. You must be waiting for Mr. Rowland.
He'll be here shortly, he said to me. Obviously, I must have looked confused because he continued, I'm Dr. Replier, and you may or may not have a partner for your news crew. I'm currently doing a CRP on him. I blinked. Then what are you doing talking to me? Go save the man! Dr. Replier looked back.
Doctor, you should have...
Yes! 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 Yes!
Doctor, you should really come back and finish with the procedure.
A woman's voice called from a room and where I guess my dying colleague was. Shut up, nurse! Dr. Replier yelled. He continued to grumble as he walked away. I waited in silence. A last man who assumed was Mr. Roland came in. You must be WILFORD. Oh, you must be WILFORD.
Roland. Who from ROCKYTOP? Can I just say, thank you for adding fucking Markiplier in this. This is probably the best fanfiction I've ever read that has Markiplier and Gravity Falls in the same fucking story.
Thank you so good. Thank you. Just thank you.
Just thank you. Thank you.
Shut up, nurse! Okay. You must be WILFORD. I read about you and you seem promising. Just so happens a spot opened up for you. Well, looks like Dr. Replier failed. I got the job? I asked cautiously. What was I getting into? Indeed you have. Welcome to the Gravity Falls Gossiper. Mr. Roland smiled. I received a camera, a journal, a pen, and a pin that read my name with Gravity Press under it. I left the building feeling the freshness of a new start. I saw Dr. Replier with his bags by the dust stopped. Hope you like it here, buddy. Never a dull moment. He said, Thanks, I'm sorry about your patient. I'm sure you're not a bad doctor. I answered, You're right. I'm a terrible doctor. I've gotten fired, so off I go. I watched him leave. Maybe I'll have better luck. As I continued to walk down, I noticed a young boy watching me. He had shaggy blonde hair, and he seemed 16. How are you, young man? I asked.
I'm good. Welcome to Gravity Falls.
He answered.
Bill's POV. It talks strange. Oh well, he was wearing suspenders with a tan long sleeve shirt and a pink bow tie that matched his mustache. I might just like this man. Oh my god, ROCKYTOP, you are my girl or boy. Just saying. You totally get me.
Markiplier's #1 YouTuber.
Bill's movie. Since that day, I would observe WILFORD to see exactly how much luck he was having. All he would do is interview a bunch of townsfolk walking around. Well, if he wanted a big story, he was looking in the wrong places. I could show him what this town really had to offer. Apparently, I wasn't a very good spy. One day I was watching WILFORD, and he sat under a tree and was observing notes he had taken while muttering, Something newsworthy. Something newsworthy. Then he was real quiet for some time. You know, if you want to spy on someone, you should really be more stealthy, he said, looking in my direction. Dang it, I came out from hiding. Sorry. I was just seeing if you found anything good yet. WILFORD sighed. No, not yet. But there's something I just have to find. I looked around. You can definitely find something. You're just looking in the wrong places, I said. WILFORD looked at me. What do you mean? He asked. The Gravity Falls woods is full of secrets. Come on, I'll show you. I led him to my favorite spot in the woods. Just stay here and look in that direction, I said, pointing. WILFORD and I both sat quietly, then a gnome came out. Soon a few others arrived. They were carrying a pie that they must have stolen. Wow! I heard WILFORD say in amazement.
I've heard that pies have been going missing. Who knew it was these little guys? I hope you guys like my Wilford voice. I've only seen the one that was on Comic-Con on Mark's video, so that's what I'm basing it off of, and that was a long time ago that I can barely remember. Such a bad memory. Hey, I just noticed I got Markiplier glasses! Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Okay, I smiled. That's not all this place has to offer, I said, still grinning. I showed the pink mustached man more wonders as he gladly snapped pictures. We had a great time. It was fun finally showing others my little secret world. After our field trip, Wilford and I relaxed in the clearing. Thanks for showing me around all these amazing leads. You're not bad, kid, he said. Thanks, I said, grinning. So, do you live by yourself? Wilford asked me. My smile sort of faded. Well, yeah, I just roam around. Damn, this is really relatable to Lily. She's an orphan. Why did I stop talking? I should have continued. Okay. She's an orphan. Well, yeah, I just roam around and see what I can get into. I know lots of things about Gravity Falls. I know lots of things about Gravity Falls. I just wish I knew where my family was, he answered. Wilford seemed to consider this. Sounds like you've got it rough. I can imagine not knowing where your family could be, he sighed. I glanced at him. You have relatives? I asked. Damn! One brother named Markiplier. Markiplier! Thank you so much, ROCKYTOP. That guy is probably more better off than me right now, he answered. We sat in He answered. We sat in silence for the rest of the time. Ever since we talked, Wilford seemed to take me under his wing. I could have helped him with news stories, and he promised me to help me get a lead on my family. I considered him a really trusted friend or brother. It's funny how you can trust anyone so easily. I just felt like Wilford understood me. But did I really know the man named Wilford WARFSTASHE? I just got really into this because of freaking Mark. Who knew that my favorite YouTuber and my favorite TV show could come together in a fanfiction that I didn't even make and that I read the prequel to? Well, that I read the first story to, and then I read the next story, and it's based off of this. Mind freaking blown. Wilford's POV. I really liked Bill. Ever since we became close, Bill has really grown on me. I have been doing really well news-wise, and I had a feeling that I was gaining back my success. Not to mention I thought I was getting a lead on Bill's family. Everything seemed fine, at least until that one fateful day. Bill and I were off in the woods doing our usual scouting when Bill accidentally fell down a shaft-like thing. Bill, are you alright? I called after him. I'm okay, but Wilford, you should come see this, he responded. I went down to the shaft and saw him looking at something in awe. I followed his gaze and saw a light illuminating an old journal. What? An old journal-looking thing. Together we approached the thing. What is it? Bill asked me. I'm not sure. I picked it up and opened it. A book of incantations, I read. Exiting the shaft, Bill and I went back to my office and to look at the book more. Everything seems to be in English except for this one page. I looked at the foreign page. Maybe we can decipher it, Bill said, running a hand through his hair. So we did. We spent practically the whole night searching through transitions. Turns out it wasn't any type of language. It was using a cipher code. Upon further research, I managed to decode it using the // cipher. It read, Whosever hands fall upon this spell shall inherit the earth. Creepy. I told Bill to meet me in our favorite clearing.
Sorry, I had to take a break. Okay, so I think I really just want to upload 2 parts of this video so I can just, like, because, I think I might do the first part, like the part where he's, like, getting Bill or whatever, and then the second part where fucking Wilford comes in, and I just want to title it, What the fuck, Wilford, WARFSTASHE, and Gravity Falls? Fucking Markiplier for life, bros. I don't know. I actually think I'm just gonna keep the whole thing, but I'm definitely gonna put something like that in the description. Like, what the fuck? Wilford WARFSTASHE! I love me some Wilford WARFSTASHE. Okay.
Creepy. I told Bill to meet in our favorite clearing, so I could tell him.
Do you know? Okay, I'm using my normal voice for Bill's voice, and this sting, as most of you have probably noticed, but yeah.
Do you know what we could do with that much power?
Oh, do you know what we could do with that much power? I asked him. We could rule everything? Powers beyond anything known to man? He put in. He goes, right. Do you want to help me do it? I asked. Bill just looked at me. Are you serious? Was I? I mean, it seemed pretty great. I thought of what one could do with all that power. Now that was newsworthy. Only if you'll help me. You know this town is better than anyone you know about to get this spell working. I showed him the page. It had a man-type diagram showing what was needed for the spell. Oh my word! Holy crap. Bill's poopy. Was it wise to do this? I mean, I wondered exactly what Wilford would do with all that power. It was unnatural for any mortal to possess such strength. He seemed to want it. The only thing... I was the only thing stopping him. I was the key in this. What happened if I refused? I don't know, man. I don't think it's right. What are you going to do with all that power? I asked. Wilford, consider this. I'm not sure. But please, Bill, aren't you at least a little bit curious? I looked down. I'll make a deal with you. If you help me get this spell to work, together we can use our new power. We can find... Oh. I'll make a deal with you. If you help me get the spell to work, together we can use our new power and we can find your family. Bring them right to us. How could I refuse that? All of my life I wanted to find my family. It was a good deal. But I was naive. I looked up at Wilford. Deal, I said. We shook on it. Well, it's nice to know that Wilford WARFSTASHE is the one who created Bill Cipher. Very nice to know that Wilford WARFSTASHE, Markiplier, was the one who created Bill. Secrets revealed! Can I? Okay. This just proves that this is not a scam. Fucking Markiplier picture. Fuck yeah. Okay. I think I'm just... For the picture on this video, it's gonna be fucking Bill with a WARFSTASHE. People are gonna go, what the fuck? And click on it? Like, and they're gonna, like, read it. They're like, what does this have to do with the WARFSTASHE? Well, it starts to get to the Wilford part. Oh, damn! That her... Oh, God! That
impressionist. Oh my god. Oh. That is what people do on my videos, and I am not lying. Okay, Wilford's POV. I couldn't believe it. If the spell actually works, then I could do anything. What would I do with all that power? It was a good question. Bill and I had been all over Gravity Falls in order to gather the correct things for the spell. We were so close. I had been feeling not quite like myself lately. I don't know. Maybe it was that book. Was it controlling me? Just the thought of all that power plagued me. I could rule the world. Was I going insane? No. It's just, I didn't just want the power. I needed it. But I had to make a promise to Bill. I would use his power with him to find his family. But I had found his family. Yes, I knew where they were. So why didn't I tell him? Because he wouldn't like the truth. I just can't bring myself to tell him. I wouldn't. It'd feel too bad. I'm using the poor boy to get what I want. To fill this ambitious hole inside of me. I'm losing it. I don't know what will happen when it's finally time. What have you done, Wilford? What have you done? Bill's POV. Wilford's been acting strange ever since we found that spell. I didn't regret helping him. We're in this together, right? I wasn't so sure. I was a bit worried about Wilford. I would often catch him muttering to himself. I even told him he'd been acting weirdly ever since we came across that book. He didn't seem to hear me. It was the last day. Almost time to work the spell. We had found the last thing, a bit of crystal. It was time. We decided to do it at night. To have the closure at night. Wilford dressed to impress. He wore a red and white striped suit with a white tie. The look was completed by a black top hat. I wore a yellow and black suit. The bottom was made to look like brickwork. Huh. It's time, my friend, Wilford told me. We were in our favorite clearing. The spell page was opened and lit by a beam of moonlight. I laid out the ingredients in a timeline. I stepped back. Wilford began to chant the words on the page. The items glowed and conjoined. I stared in awe. Wilford's chants became louder. Everything fell in haze. Lights encircled us, and they flew and whipped, and you could hear the chants everywhere. You could feel the power. Then it formed in a ball and disappeared into Wilford. Everything fell silent. I looked at him. He looked at me. Then he started laughing. It was a laugh of victory, but maybe a bit psychotic too. We did it, Bill. We have it all now. More power than you can imagine, Wilford said. Thank you for helping me. Sadly, there is no... Oh. Thank you for helping me. Sadly, there is no use... There's no use of you to me now. What? What do you mean? What about your end of the deal? You said you'd bring my parents here, I said to Wilford. He only smiled at me. I said to Wilford. He only smiled. Your family never wanted you. I did my research on them. I even called. They didn't love you. You were just a burden. It was better off if they just left you. I felt like I'd just been shot. Was he lying? No, something told me he wasn't. You used me! Wilford, this isn't you. Where's the man I knew? I asked fearfully. Gone, Wilford laughed. I couldn't let him use his power. I charged at him, but he shot me back with the power. Trying to get rid of you. He smiled. He lost it. You promised! I yelped. Wilford only smiled that same insane smile. He pointed at me and felt the pain in my chest. I gripped it in pain and fell down. What was he doing? Then I could tell from the look on his face something was wrong. I was surrounded in light, then transformed into a monster. Wilford had somehow slipped up, and the book's power flowed into me. I was transferred into a dream demon. Wilford backed away from me in fear. He was powerless. I realized my newfound power. I was filled with so much hate. I knew the book made Wilford think irrationally, but he had wronged me. I wish it wasn't this way. What are you going to do? Wilford asked fearfully. Send you away. Don't return to Gravity Falls. I'll let you go with your life, I said. I knew that he had betrayed my trust and turned me into a monster. But the human part of me that lingered, knew he was still Wilford. I sent him away, and my human feelings left me. I felt nothing now. I never saw that pink mustache man again. I absolutely love this story, but you know what? I actually think I'm going to leave this here, 'cause I feel like it. So don't ask questions, don't say anything. And the story will probably return next Saturday. So you'll have to wait a week to figure out what Wilford is doing, and what Bill is doing, and what Dipper is doing, and what the Pines family and Susan, Wendy, and etc. are going to get up to next. Because 1, I feel like it. 2, I feel like making you guys hate on me with this burden. And 3, I can only imagine what it must be like to have you guys just hit it with this burden and open-minded and just irrational. And I know that most of you will not enjoy this, but I do have other things to work on, and I can't stay all day reading this, and you guys are probably going to hate me for it. But one thing before I go, look at that shit! That fucking Dipper! Right there! Newest episode, Steven! Look at that shit! That fucking Dipper! Fucking right there. That's a fucking pine tree. Fucking pine tree. Okay, I'm done.